all these like different scenarios in your head about how it's going to play out or how you hope it plays out. I think on this day, it was more than that.
It's an exciting time for Marlita Marquez and her family. Like many members of the Church of Christ in Hawaii, they've been busy preparing for the golden anniversary of the Church in the West. 50 years ago, on July 27th, the Church of Christ began its mission in the far west, here in Hawaii.
So for the 50th anniversary celebration, I'm part of the makeup and costume crews. Everyone's in the process of ordering their dresses or their suits. We started way back in April, and you can see little parts here and there. You weren't quite sure what was going on. And now you can kind of see the whole celebration, how it's going to look. I feel like now you can see everything coming together.
My children are performing with the CWS choral group. My husband was part of a special group of their own that backed up the soloists. And then I was just helping in the backstage, helping with the children, especially making sure they behave, making sure they knew when to get on and off stage.
The exciting energy was also felt by others who were part of the program.
I was more or less a toddler in the 30th, because I don't want to say my age. Is that weird? No, I'm 23 this year, so I was like 3.
But when I really think about it, the panic starts to kick in, like, oh, I really don't have much time, so I really should get on it and learn everything as fast as I can. But then that also increases to my excitement for this activity.
To show the promises of our Almighty God, the fulfillment, especially to the younger generations who, don't really know the history.
However, the musical program wasn't going to be the only highlight. The day of the anniversary would begin with the chapel dedication in Ewa Beach, led by the executive minister of the Church of Christ, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo.
I'm from Ewa Beach originally, and so to see everything just over the years and how far the church has progressed, all the celebrations from before is nothing compared to what we're doing here now. We've been praying for this for so long, so to see it finally happening, it's like, wow. You've seen how hard the brethren work. And just to be able to worship God in all different places. We were in cafeterias, we moved from place to place. We've had devotional prayers in people's houses, Bible studies in people's houses.
Well, I'm pretty excited about having our dedication because I was part of the first group of those that was baptized in my locale. And it's been about 23 years ago since that happened. And it's been a long time coming for us to finally have our own chapel. We've been praying all the time.
To finally have a place to be, especially to worship God, that's a real answered prayer right there. So it'll be a really happy day.
And happy it was for Marlita and all in attendance at Ewa Beach on this blessed day.
So both my husband and I are choir members. We were very fortunate enough to be able to perform our duties during the dedication and ordination worship service.
But the blessed day was not over, as the brethren in Hawaii were preparing for the celebration that evening at the Neil Blaisdell Center in Honolulu.
They were amazed. They had performed for the kickoff for the 50th celebration last year. So they were familiar with the Neil Blaisdell Arena, but the 50th celebration itself this year, it was way bigger and way more spectacular looking, and with all the lighting and the sounds, all the people involved. So they were amazed. They're like, wow. I particularly liked how we used the stage itself, the whole setup.
It was a grand experience for the entire family, but it was the musical story of family that meant a lot to Marlita.
I want you all to learn a lot from the stories I'm sharing. I tell you this so that it's always fresh in your mind.
It was a good story. I liked how it's centered on a family.
Dad, are you still telling Luke your church stories?
I hope you learn a lot from your grandpa. He's got a lot to teach all of us.
It's actually really interesting.
It again brought back memories of how my husband's family, the parent, and they're telling stories of how the church was back then, and then now we get to see how the church is now, how much it's grown. I just thank God for that. I thank our church administration, especially Eduardo, for coming here. That was such a special blessing to us, and I just hope that our kids remember it and it'll somehow inspire them to keep going, continue being active in the church.
From Honolulu, Hawaii, I'm Sister Adara Pineda reporting for Iglesia Ni Cristo News Network.